Welcome to First Wing, a Fourth Wing podcast.
I'm Brianna, and this is the start of my Fourth Wing journey.
And I'm Kendra, an experienced dragon writer, here to help this first year. Just a quick reminder, this book contains explicit content, including swearing, sex, violence, and death. And so will this podcast. And this specific 2 chapters does have violence and death.
Yeah, very sad death.
Very sad.
Yeah. Today we are discussing chapters 36 and 37. Last episode ended when Xaden said that they've been sent there to die. But that's not really true, because they had a choice.
Right, which you find out.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I mean, kind of like, yeah, but also no, like, you could have left.
Well, let's get into it. All right, so the top blurb of chapter 36 says, "For there in the land beyond the shadows were monsters that dwelled in the night and dined on the souls of children who wandered too close to the woods." And so that is from this story called The Wyvern's Cry, which is in the Fables of the Baron.
Yeah.
Okay, so Xaden hands Garrick the missive. Taryn talks to Violet and says, "Something's off. I felt it at the lake, but it's stronger here."
Yeah, I wondered if that was the venom, basically.
Okay. So Taryn says it's coming from the valley below, which, okay, that's where the little
trading post.
The trading post. And that's also where the venom are coming out of.
Yeah.
That's all in the valley. Okay, good. So Liam is saying if those of what I think they are, we're fucked.
And
now, you notice he says this several times, like no one,
I know.
He doesn't ever get to finish his full sentence.
He does.
Until near the end.
But Xaden says, like, don't say it until you're sure.
Oh, okay.
Just to,
anyways, it kind of just like, it's made to like drag us out, because in the last chapter we end where Liam's saying, "Guys, I see something. Oh shit," right? And no one says anything to him. Like, they're like, "What do you see?" And then here he's like, "If that's what I think they are, we're fucked." Like,
I know.
And then Zane's like, "Well, don't tell me what you think they are. Tell me what you're sure of."
Yeah.
Anyways, Garrick then says here that the letter says it's a test of Zane's command, basically saying you have the choice of abandoning the village of our enemy or abandoning the command of your wing.
Right. So I was like it should be either go where you're supposed to go or die. Like, shouldn't those be the 2 options? Or abandon your post? Does General Ados think it's possible that they could help them and make it there?
I don't know if he thinks that's possible.
But he thinks it would take too long, and they have like a deadline, like if you don't make it there by this time, then we know you must have helped. Yeah. Or if you, I don't know, come back with some dead people. I mean,
I don't know.
Without
I kind
some
of think that he thinks that he doesn't think there's much chance, but I don't know.
But then what? Then it seems.
I think we don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
But you're gonna by the end. No, by sometime in next book you might get a little better idea of the answer to that. But I don't think it's very
confusing.
Clear.
Like the message is confusing. I just feel like it should have been like either show your loyalty to Navarre and come to this place, or die. It should just be or die. That's what's so weird, because it'd either be die by our hands or die by their hands. You're gonna die.
Or you're not going to go back.
Sure,
I mean, if you're just like, well, I guess I'm going to go live with the Griffin Riders now. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, Flyers. Sorry, Flyers.
Yeah, this does like really. I'm like, what is going to happen when they go back? That's what this is really all like. I'm like, what's going to happen when they go back? Are they not going to go back? Are they going to go back and be like, what? We didn't fight them. They attacked us. This was what? Wasn't our fault. That'd be smart.
So Xaden's just saying that they were supposed to have their new location is supposed to be Eltuval.
Yeah, which is where Dane is, which is interesting. Remember, Dane said we're going to Eltuval.
Yeah.
But did Dane pick Eltuval because he knew?
Or did Colonel H.S. be like...
Told him to pick it.
Yeah, and was like, and you let me know if he shows up.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like, is Dane choosing that place also part of this plan? Specifically
There's
Dane.
a lot of... We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, wait, just before we move on, Battle Brief.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the marked ones were like, Battle Brief is so weird. It's so weird because they know the answers to why the borders are being raided. Mm-hmm. Is that the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
They know what's really happening at the borders.
Yeah, so Battle Brief is hard because they can't reveal that.
Yeah, so then they have to answers. They have to give answers acting like they don't know anything except for what was told to them by Navarre.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Just finally we get that piece of the puzzle.
I know, exactly. Liam says venom, and Xaden says you're positive. And Liam's like, yeah, as much as I can be sure. There's 4 of them. Purple robes, distended red veins coming off their eyes. Creepy.
None of them had ever, except for maybe Xaden, had ever seen venom
I don't think any of them have, yeah.
Crazy. Also, as a trading post, does it not have any Navarians living there? It doesn't say in these 2 chapters.
This is a trading post that's in, how do we
Right.
say that? We were actually given a correction on our pronunciation of a couple things by a listener who also happens to be my sister. And I guess we've been saying Poromil, and that's wrong. So apparently it's Poromil.
Which sounds very similar to Poromil. Not meal.
We will do the best we can.
Poromil. Right.
Poromil.
So this is a trading post in Poromil,
And they're trading with
Navarre.
Navarre, but Navarre people are not there.
I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking that Navarians also live there, but I guess these two
No.
people don't really ever mesh,
No.
do they? Because they're
No, but they have some kind of
enemies.
trading agreement. We know about that because we've spoken about that probably more than it was even needed to be spoken about.
I was waiting for it to be relevant. This is like the most relevant it seems
Yeah.
to be, is that there's a post.
Yeah, it's a
trading
bunch
post.
of people who are not from Navarre. Okay, good. So they start having a conversation back and forth. They're just talking about the venom a little bit and mention the red veins because magic corrupts their blood as they lose their souls. That comes out of Violet's mouth because she's obviously read these things.
Yep.
And then she remembers what Indarna says, that nature likes everything in balance.
Right.
So then at that point, we find out that griffins have come and landed by the dragon.
Yeah. Also, I noted when there's four venom coming. I noted like they must be very powerful if 4 can be this scary.
And it says like later that like 2 took out a whole city.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, so yes.
And a whole unit or 2 or whatever they call their group. I'll see again.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, good. So the gates just explode in blue smoke from the venom. So now we get into the discussion about whether or not they're going to go. Like Bodhi's just like, let's do it. Xaden's like, listen, like it's basically my fault that you guys are all here. You know, basically I'm the one who said, we'll do this, you know, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to now just say go and like give your life to this cause right now.
Right.
You know?
And none of them have fought a real fight before.
No, they're all just students.
Even 3rd years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he's just like, what are your thoughts? Like, I want to know what you think. I'm not going to say go in there and do this. What do you think?
Yeah.
We have this girl, Soliel,
Yep. Who's gonna die?
who like we don't have to care about. Because
It's
she won't
very
be here long.
interesting
No.
because her name's never come up before, and then it comes up like a bunch for no reason. Like
Uh-huh.
she's just chiming in and
then-
having a personality.
That's so that we can have
Just so
some
that-
feeling for her. That's not just a nameless person dying.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I need to just like try to keep an eye on that. Whenever it's like, oh, this random person's being mentioned a weird amount of times, they're probably gonna die.
Yeah, so she's like saying we have the numbers and air superiority, and then Violet says, well, as long as there aren't any wyvern, or like there doesn't seem to be any wyvern, and she says the fables say that the venom created them to compete with dragons. Instead of channeling from them, they channel power into them.
I know, so she knows that, but it seems to take her a while to think about the fact that killing the venom will kill the wyverns.
Yeah.
But she does
There's
know.
just a lot of fable, you know, like you just hear all these like fairy tales. Sometimes I think it's
Yeah.
hard to really, I
I
think
know.
half of this she's just still in shock on
I know.
what's happening. Yeah.
But it just is interesting now that you're saying that. I'm like, oh, so she did know that.
yeah.
Technically.
And she does say here, let's hope that something in that book isn't true.
Yeah, and I was wondering, like, does she have a specific thing in mind? Is there like a specific thing she's worried about?
No, she's hoping the wyvern are not true.
Okay. That's
yeah, she
what
just
I was
thinks there
wondering.
aren't wyvern.
She's hoping there's not wyvern.
Yeah.
There definitely is, obviously, because they're about to come up. And not only is there definitely wyvern, I think that's the thing, because to me, again, as someone who knows that these fairy tales exist and believes they were real already, I was like, well, there's definitely wyvern.
Totally,
but
right?
but earlier when the Flyers were talking to the writers, the Griffin Flyers said like they had one of their, and then Zeta was like, no, don't tell us too much. That
Oh,
must have been one
might
of
have
their
been a
wyverns,
wyvern.
because
Yeah.
all
Or
of
it
them
could have
seem
been one of their
surprised.
sage, right? Because we learned there's something
Yeah.
called the sage. Or it could have been anything like that, too.
Yeah, but I think it
Could've
was probably
been-
wyverns. That's
Yeah,
what I
could've been.
think.
It's hard to
because
say.
all of these guys seem surprised that wyvern exists.
Yeah.
All of the marked ones.
Yeah.
So none of them knew.
That's right.
So
they
that's
they
why I
have
think it's
not
them.
yet ever seen the venom. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like this is, they know it's real because their parents
Yeah.
fought for it and they believe their parents. And that's about as far as their reality, you know, like it's been extended into this, you know?
Right. Exactly. Because they're all still kids, most of them, or
Mhm.
just becoming adults, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So they're basically saying there's 4 venom, 10 of us, them. So they have the weapons, they have those knives. They're like, we can do it.
Yeah.
Liam mentions that Day, he starts saying something about the 7 Griffin Riders. Day was telling him something about 7 Griffin Riders.
Yeah, and as he's saying that, he like turns away from the valley, and I was so scared that like, I don't know, more venom were gonna sneak up on them or like something. I'm like, don't turn around, you're literally our eyes.
Keep in mind that he's seeing them from a very far distance.
Oh, we don't know anything about them. What if they can
teleport? Especially because they just seem to show up, right? Just out of nowhere, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, good. So that brunette Griffin flyer pops in and says, okay, we're here. I left the rest of the drift outside. I'm not going to ask you to fight with us.
Yeah, because she basically thinks there's no chance of surviving the 4 of them.
She says 4 of those venom, it's just a death sentence. We're basically all going in there to die. She points out that thing I said earlier. It only took 2 of them to bring down an entire city last month.
Right. Not good. That's 4 then. No.
Right. And we don't know why that is until we see this fight and see what they can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with all those wyvern, which she doesn't bring up here because we're supposed to get that, surprise. I'm sure she knows about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. She also mentions they're after something.
I know.
But we do find out we do not find out what it is, but it's mentioned there's something in the clock tower, right?
Clock tower, yeah. But I'm just trying to figure out what it was, but it's like, is it something that gives them more power or something that aids their enemy that they're trying to like destroy? It's pretty much the 2 options usually for something that bad guys are going after.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. But the clock tower gets destroyed. So then I was so confused. So I'm like, is it under the clock tower? Does it have to do with the mines that they saw, the abandoned mines? So I don't know.
Okay. Imogen sort of pitches in saying like, but we have dragons. We're not afraid to fight. That counts for something. But this brunette flyer just is like, well, are you afraid to die? Have any of you seen combat? And of course, none of them have. So she's like, I thought not. Your dragons do count for something. They can fly you far and fast, but dragonfire won't kill them.
Yep.
Only the daggers.
Which they keep on trying. I swear to God, they keep on trying to kill them with dragonfire. Maybe it distracts them.
Or maybe it tickles them, They're like, that feels funny.
They're like, that must have killed them. I'm like, we just learned this. Like, it didn't.
I know. Again, I think there's just so much like, it's such a surprise, this whole thing, that even though they've heard it, it's hard to believe in full,
Yeah.
She basically says, we're going down there to die and get your right out of here. And she takes off. But that's not going to happen. These guys are not going to stay behind.
Nope. They do fully decide to stay. And I kind of hope that they would leave. Only for the bigger picture. Obviously, a cool battle, people dying is great for the end of a book. But just like for the greater good, it's like, okay, if like this is pretty much all of the marked ones. I mean, I don't know how many were left behind. We don't really know, but this is a good chunk of them. And if you guys all die, who's gonna help? Who's gonna keep on helping them, like, get their weapons and stuff?
Right.
Just, like, I don't know. Like, maybe half of you could have left if you really think you're all gonna die. Then why would it matter to have more? Just, anyways. But then their goal is really to save as many civilians as they can, and that's great.
Yeah. Well,
but I was like, guys.
Also, Xaden says here, Sigale says she has never run from a fight, and today will not be the first.
I know.
Sigale's like, no, I am not going to just take off.
I love that.
Right. And Xaden is also not interested in just being like, you know what? Sorry, 300 people. I'm out of here,
No, definitely not.
Yeah. He does try to say to her in her head, like, I don't want you in harm's way. And she's like, well, if other people get a choice, I do too. And of course, he knows that.
Yeah.
So one by one, they're just like, yeah, we're doing it. We're here. You know what I mean? Like Bodhi even says, like, if I have to go, like, if my soul's going to be commended to Malik, I wouldn't mind seeing my mother anyway.
Yeah, which is sad.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Yeah. Liam's like, we watched our parents get executed because they had the courage to do the right thing. I'd like to think my death would be just as honorable. Violet kind of is, she's thinking here, like, their parents died trying to expose this truth.
Yeah.
While she said mine. She said mine, so I guess that's mom and dad.
Yeah.
Sacrificed my brother to keep this secret.
I know. That's a terrible, way to think about it.
I know.
I mean, it's the truth in a way, I guess. We don't know everything.
I guess, how do they sacrifice their brother? By letting him be in a war that was against people who are actually doing the right thing, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah.
They let him fight for the bad side and let him die for the bad cause to try to keep this a secret.
Yeah.
That was their whole point. If they won, they would keep it a secret.
Yeah. And
That's
we do get
crazy.
the idea that the dad had some thoughts about this and was hoping, we
Yes.
get that idea with his note and stuff.
But
we
we
don't know
also
much.
think maybe that didn't start until after Brennan died.
Right.
Because we know he got weird at that point.
Interestingly, yeah. So it's Violet's turn to basically decide if she was going to do it or not. So she checks in with Taryn. She's like, "What do you think?" And he's like, "We will feast on their bones, Silver One."
She's like,
okay,
graphic, but cool.
yep. Like, okay then.
Like, she's not going to leave these people defenseless.
Yeah, but she does think before that like Mira would understand. She feels like Mira would do the same thing if she was in this situation.
I am not so sure. I don't know. I still think maybe. I mean, I love Mira. There's nothing about her that's given me this impression, but I don't know. What if when it comes down to it, Mira can't be on this side because maybe she's just. I think there's something about being in so many fights with the Griffins too that might make it hard to turn around and help them. Like, she's probably seen people die by the hands of the
Griffin Riders, the Flyers.
exactly.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if she would.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And she knows her mom wouldn't. She's like, she had a dagger. She would have, if she, at that point, that's pretty much says she's not doing anything for this.
She knows and she's not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Liam is asked for a report. He says the Flyers are engaged, and he says all 7, and then he says 6 of them. You didn't notice that, but that's fine. He says the Flyers are engaged, all 7, and then he changes his mind to 6 of them. There were 7 Flyers. Now suddenly there's 6.
One of them died right then.
It's just what he says.
Oh, man.
I do have an idea of what that is, but I don't think I could. I don't, whatever. I think one of them left, but I can't guarantee that. And then he's saying the Venin are wielding a kind of fire I've never seen before, because I kind of mentioned this blue fire, right?
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, he says one's going towards that clock tower, right?
Yeah, which I don't note here, but a little bit later, I do say, oh, it's the clock tower. That's where the thing is. Oh, yeah, because, like, they were going towards the clock tower. I just thought they were going to the middle to cause the most damage. But then later when it's like, they're looking for something, I'm like, oh, the thing in the clock tower, probably.
Yeah, we figure that out later.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so Xaden says the only way to take him out is by dagger. And it's like, you have to dismount and fight once they get the townspeople out. Obviously, the townspeople need to get out of there, right?
Yeah.
Garrick is obviously like, don't throw away your only weapons unless you're certain of your aim.
Yeah, which I then really thought, oh, well, luckily Violet's so great at throwing her daggers, but then she just doesn't really do that. That's what I was expecting to happen, and it doesn't.
Yeah. Anyways, they go to take off, and Sigil decides to talk to Violet right in her mind and says, I knew you'd make the right choice. He did too. Even if he doesn't like you putting yourself in danger, he knew you would. She basically says to Sigil, I wasn't asking for your approval.
Yeah. Suddenly, while I was reading this page, I just had the thought of like, wait a minute, how did leadership know that the Venin were going to be here today? Because, like, wait a minute, like, how would they know that this attack would happen at this, not just this day, but this specific time? They sent them there and was like, at this specific time.
And said,
like, okay, either come to this other place
or abandon these people in need.
Yeah, so they must know that there were going to be people in need. How would they possibly know the move that Venin were making on a random day? But then later, one of the Venin riders says to Violet, like, oh, thank God we came something because of you. Like, you have all this power, and thank God we're here for you. I don't know. I forget the exact line now, but we're gonna get to it because I highlighted it.
We'll
and
talk
I'm like,
about it then.
So I'm like,
We'll talk about that line then. But yeah, no, they obviously somehow leadership knew they were coming. There's
crazy.
no way. Yeah.
I just suddenly, like,
Hold
as
that
we were
thought,
going,
though,
I was just
because
thinking about it, and I was like, what?
Somewhere down the line, we can talk about it more.
I'm just surprised that Violet hasn't thought this yet.
Again, everything's going so fast.
I know, I get it.
She's already going through her mind with the fact that leadership knows there's Venin and that they're attacking.
And now they're what?
Poromil.
Partnering with them? I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. Are they thinking they can wipe out all of Poromil? Poromil? They can wipe out all of it and then expand their kingdom. Usually leaderships or kings or whatever, their end goal is to expand their kingdom, rule more land, blah, blah, blah.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know about that, but yeah, for sure. Violet tells Andarna to stay back, and Andarna's not super happy about it, but she does think, Violet thinks she's going to die. She's like, it's really too bad I won't get to see her go through her rebellious adolescent years.
Yeah, which is really funny. In a terrible way.
Yeah. She's basically sends her off and says, you'll know basically if we're dead, and you need to take off at that point.
Yep.
She turns to where like Xaden and Liam are standing, and they say an enormous gray dragon emerges from the valley to the south. And then she literally says it tucks its 2 legs under its massive body as it flies away, heading for Resen. She remembers that Mira's like, I thought I saw a riot of dragons across the border, and then this dragon spews blue fire. And suddenly she's like, that's a wyvern.
Yep.
Here they are.
Yep.
She says it has 2 legs, not 4. It's not a dragon. It's a wyvern. And she's like, what the hell? Is this what leadership has been redacting?
Yeah. Yeah, this is crazy.
They're supposed to be a myth, and they're not.
Nope. They're right there.
And that screws their air superiority. So now they thought they're like, we are the ones with dragons, but like, oh shit, now they're basically dragons.
Yeah. I was like, how are they even going to get out of this at this point? Like,
yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Taryn kind of pops in here and is just like not happy with this. And she's like, did you know about this? And he's suspected. He says, this is why I've been so hard on you on flight maneuvers. And she's like, you and I are going to have to work on communication skills.
I know, like seriously. But also, this made more sense now that there's fire-breathing other evil creatures, why the harness had to be made the way that the harness was made.
Mm-hmm. And also why they learned to fight in the air.
Yeah. Because
maybe, we could say, oh, well, they're learning to fight in the air for the Griffins. But honestly, I think leadership does have to also think with the possibility of what if we do happen to somehow have to fight the Venin, or what if we have certain people, maybe they have certain ones that know the confidentiality, who knows, or whatever.
It's just crazy. I don't know what they're thinking. Like, one day they're gonna come.
Yeah, and if you're close enough to the border where your outposts can see it, what are all the riders are gonna think when they see these weird people with distended red veins coming out of their eyes or whatever it is, And
then have to fight them, and their magic.
2-legged dragons. Mira saw the dragons and didn't realize they weren't dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that could have been something noted, Someone could be like a major dragon lore lover and be like, what the hell,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how long they thought this was. It's been hundreds of years, right?
I know.
So I don't know.
Fine.
Yeah. Okay, so before they take off, Violet and Xaden have a little conversation here where he, tries to see if she'll change her mind, but of course she's not going to. She brings up that, like, General Melgren should know what's happening here, right? Because he can see the outcome of battles. And this is where Xaden says, do you remember how I told you I realized it was a gift, not a curse?
Right.
And he says, just trust me, Melgren can't see a fucking thing.
Yes, this is very confusing. Like, how... That doesn't make any sense.
It will.
Explain anything more. But also, they might all have marked relics, but Violet doesn't.
Doesn't matter.
Just because she's with them?
Doesn't matter.
There's like a blanket of darkness.
That will be explained at some point. Don't worry.
That's so weird. Okay.
Okay. And then she's like, any other secrets you're keeping from me? And he says, yes, stay alive, and I promise I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Oh my.
Yeah, and also, during this whole conversation, Taryn keeps on bending a shoulder, and then she keeps on continuing the conversation 3 times.
Oh my
He
gosh.
bends his shoulder for her 3 times before she gets on.
Finally amounts. He's like,
And
let's
it's
go.
Really,
No.
I don't know why I found that so funny that she kept on ignoring him. And he kept on being like, okay, I guess not yet.
I didn't even notice that at all. That's hilarious.
It is.
Okay, good. She finally gets on. Again, Taryn says there's something in that training post. We all feel it.
Yeah, so then I was like, oh, it's the thing in the clock tower. So
It's
I guess
whatever
I did,
the Venin's going for.
I guess I did make note of that thing in the beginning when he was like, there's something
Something's off.
weird. I could feel it at the lake, but it's stronger here. It might have been whatever is in the clock
Whatever
tower.
this thing is, exactly.
I want to know, and I don't know yet.
I know.
I want to know if it's something that, if the Venin don't get it, because they don't, because they all die, could they use it, or do they have to destroy it? Anyways, I'm intrigued.
I don't know.
I'm intrigued.
I don't know. They do see this guy going towards the Venin going towards the clock tower, and they decide to kind of veer off and blow up the clock tower because, again, they weren't listening to the fire doesn't kill them.
Yeah.
And they're all like, yay, we got him. And then he just walks out of the fire like it's nothing.
Yeah.
She does think to herself here, okay, they're hard to kill, so we have to get close enough to get a dagger in him.
Right. I was so confused, though, when they blew up the clock tower, because I was like, wait, didn't they just say he was in the clock tower? But again, I'm like, I guess that's in the ground of the clock tower. What is up with clock towers in these fantasy novels? They just blew up the clock tower in Throne of Glass. I'm not going to say more than that because that's like big, big spoilers. But what is up with these clock towers?
I don't know. So she had thought the wyvern had gone away, but now it's like come back and was like, trying to shoot them with blue fire. But then Taryn says, no, that's a different one.
Yeah. And I was like, oh joy, there's more than one.
Yeah.
We're going to see there's a lot more than one actually coming here.
Yeah. Yeah, so she also tells Xaden that there's more than one wyvern, and he says, like, if you get separated from Taryn, call out and then fight until we get there. But Taryn's like, yeah, there's no way she's coming off my back.
Yeah, so I was like, how is she supposed to fight then? Because they said, like, oh, go off your dragon and fight on foot But I honestly thought, because she's strapped into her dragon, like, strapped into the harness, I thought, do you know what a great plan would be? Is to fly upside down. And then stab them. Like, she could stab them on the
I love that.
And they don't do that. And they should have.
That's a Top Gun Tom Cruise maneuver.
Yeah,
I just don't. I mean, maybe if any dragon could do it, it'd be Taryn and
You do
Violet.
kind of do like a barrel roll at some point,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if Taryn could actually like fly upside down. 'Cause of how his wings work.
don't work that way.
But
That's
they could have like
funny.
barreled rolled at the right time, and she just.
I mean, that's
slashed it.
great. This is I want some of that in the fourth book, Rebecca Yarros. I
Yeah.
want some Taryn, doing
Flying
a
upside
maneuver
down.
while she stabs a venom.
Yeah.
That's great. So Salil finds a sealed entrance to what looks to be a mine. So we find out that ends up being where they're like sending all the village folks.
Yes, then I was wondering if that was the thing that Taryn could feel, but I still think
No,
they might
it's
be
the-
related. I don't know. I'm just saying if the thing from the clock tower is underground, then maybe the mine
Oh, I see.
is also underground. But
Okay,
also, I
good.
was wondering if that mine, because it's like they're kind of near the border,
Mm-hmm.
if that mine could have been used to like mine that weapon stuff out.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it could. Yeah, anything's possible.
I wanted to know if this mine was going to come back and be plot relevant, so I guess we'll see. Or if it was just a place to hide them.
Right. So this is like the whole idea is get the townspeople evacuated and everybody else try to like, distract the venom or try to kill them or whatever, And obviously we want Violet to shoot them with lightning if she could possibly aim. We do find out here though that the dragons can talk to the griffins through mind speak.
Yeah,
Because he mentions, how do you think we communicate before humans got involved?
I know, which is pretty funny. There was a time before the humans were involved. That means that the humans and the dragons weren't bonding, and their bond is what keeps the barrier around Navarre. So before that, it was just, there was nothing between the griffins and the dragons. They could cross, I mean, besides fighting each other for territory, they could just
Yeah.
be in the same space all they wanted.
Yeah, we don't know. Maybe they were like best friends.
She then tries to use her power for the first time, like to shoot, at the venom, and she keeps on missing, which is not good.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Not good at all, because whatever.
She takes
this
out a
is like-
section of the city wall. She's
This is
just ruining it.
scaring me, because like she's just gonna start killing random people. Luckily, she doesn't, but
Right.
she could have. Oh god, yeah, her.
I don't know how close that city wall was from the venom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't try to shoot the venom when they're by other people.
I know, but sometimes she misses like quite wide.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. She sees some griffins flying in, like dangling townspeople, from their talons, and like, the Soliel. I'm not sure how to say that name.
Me neither, but it doesn't
Soliel,
matter.
Soliel and Liam are both not on the dragons right now, which is important. We find out later, right?
Yes.
They're trying to get the townspeople into the mine. She sees a venom that's like watching all this happen, and suddenly the venom does something with her left hand, like some kind of magic, and rocks start tumbling down the mountainside, which is crazy. But Salil has her own magic and manages to like stop the, kind of like put a barrier over the people so the rocks tumble off the side.
Yeah, which was like, anyways, interesting magic because we didn't know.
Yeah,
We don't really
it's
know what
interesting
her-
knowing we don't know what her magic is. Yeah, and then they see the venom like go down, right, and put her palms on the ground, and they realize she's channeling.
Mm-hmm.
And again, they don't know what that means.
But we know that they channel from the ground.
They know they channel from ground, but
So-
she doesn't understand what that means. She sees the grass turning brown. She
Yeah.
sees the wild clover bushes wilting. But she doesn't catch on this fast enough what's happening to
That-
everything that's touching the ground at this point, right?
Gonna be all dead.
At this point, Terrence interrupts into her thinking and says, watch out. Day says that building on the other side of the road has a crate of something marked with Liam's family crest and says it's highly unstable.
Yeah. they like use this later in the battle, so no, like nothing else really comes of this. But I'm like, what does that mean? Like what? Like I'm just so confused by this. Like I get that they put it in here so that they can later use it in the plan, but what does that mean? Does Liam's family, are they known for like
With
making
explosives or something like
bombs?
that.
Like
Yeah, maybe.
so, it was
Or
so
some kind
weird.
of, yeah.
It's highly unstable. What is it doing in this trading post? I mean, is that where it belongs? Like
I
do
know, and they
trade?
say that as if she knows what Liam's family crest signifies.
No, it was just so. It
Yeah.
was like such
It-
a this like
it was very
throwaway
confusing when I
line
read
with
it, too.
no other answers to it, and then it's like later
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, let's blow that up," which doesn't even work, and I'm just like, okay, like what? Like, is this all just for this one tiny stunt that doesn't work, or is this like important for later? Like, what is happening? But then
Yeah.
Liam dies, so it can't be important for later because
Not for him, at least.
not for him at least.
I know. She's still watching this death expand on the ground, right? And so Leal charges towards the Venom with the dragon on her heels, like, right? She's like ready to go fight the Venom.
Yep.
But the minute she hits that little spreading of death, she literally just crumbles. Yeah,
And
she
so
just
does her
becomes like
dragon.
what's it called? A husk of whatever.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
that is the moment they realize, holy shit.
get off the ground.
Get off the ground. And so, of course, Terrence sees this too and immediately starts like putting out the word to everybody. Like, you can't fight the Venom on the ground, which is the whole way they can fight the Venom, you know? So it's like, what the heck, you know?
Yeah, that's so true.
It really does. Well, especially when the Venoms put their palms on the ground. I guess
Yeah.
they haven't figured out how to channel through their feet, which is actually inconvenient.
Yeah, stop wearing shoes, maybe?
Stop wearing shoes. Maybe they aren't wearing shoes. Who knows, you know? They could be doing a Voldemort thing and walking
Oh.
around barefoot. Violet's trying to get this Venom, but she keeps missing. She's trying to keep her away from the Griffins and the townspeople and just like, what the heck's going on here? It's just a lot of stuff going on, you know? So she's thinking, okay, that building has unstable material. Maybe I'll hit it, you know?
Yep.
And I guess she's thinking it's going to blow up enough that it's going to get the Venom. Again, we already know that fire doesn't hurt the Venom, so I'm not sure what she's thinking here exactly. Distracting them? I don't know. Maybe if you're a Venom and you get hit with flying material, it might not feel good. I'm not really sure.
Yep. That doesn't really seem to do anything, so.
Yeah.
But you get to see her, like, battle brain in motion, if only she could remember that fire doesn't hurt them.
Yeah. You didn't note this, but I do have to just point this out to you because I'm going to point it out to you, and maybe some listeners will think I shouldn't be, but it does say here that Liam flies by her wielding spears of ice into injured wyverns' throats. What did you think about that?
Wait, Liam doesn't have ice powers?
Exactly. I was so surprised you didn't catch that. You're so good at each thing.
Sorry, I'm reading a lot of Throne of Glass, and someone there has ice powers. So I just didn't think about it. So I have to like, switch books.
Yeah. So yeah, that's noted. So just note that for yourself. He's throwing out ice while he has Farsight.
Matter, he's gonna be dead. Oh, unless that other thing that I guessed a long time ago, which is that these people maybe have other powers, have secondary powers. But see, I thought it was because they could wield from the ground, but we see what happens. That
They
turns
can't be
you evil.
wielding through the ground.
Yes,
Yeah, they would be
that
Venom.
couldn't have been why, but I still guess like that they could have secondary powers from something somehow. That is so weird. I really did not note that.
Yeah. Well, I really wanted to make sure you noted it. So there you go. You've noted it. And that's all I'm going to
Okay.
say about it. But
I have nothing to even think. I haven't had time to think on that. That's weird.
okay, cool. To be continued. She asks Taryn how to kill a wyvern. He says the same way you kill us.
Yeah, which I was like, oh, I don't know if we knew how to kill a dragon either. It was
Well,
never
she
mentioned
does-
before, but
yeah.
I guess stopping their heart
Well, she says, I don't have a crossbolt handy. So
Yeah.
that's obviously a way you kill the dragon.
by which I guess it would be. I mean, I'm like trying to think. Well, what'd you do with the crossbow?
Oh.
Fire either through their head or through their heart.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because he says you do have lightning and a bolt of that will stop any dragon's heart.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. The way he said like the same way you kill us made it seem like a mysterious way, but then it was like stopping the heart. I'm like, well, that's how you kill everybody. Like, what do you mean? Like that's just.
But yeah, but you know, you can say that and you're like, well, how do you stop a dragon's heart though?
Yeah, with a crossbolt apparently.
Or a really sexy dragon.
Scale.
We're in the some lingerie. We gotta stop his
Our
heart.
show. We can't kill these women. We're the best. Okay.
Oh,
I like how we think that Scale must be a sexy dragon. We just love
Well,
Taryn
he's
so much.
red.
Is she?
Wait, isn't she? No, she's
She's
blue.
blue.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. In my head, she was
Dane's
red.
dragon is red.
Or orange.
Dane's
It's an
dragon
orange
is red.
daffodil.
No, it's red. I also thought that it was a girl when it was a boy, so I don't know if you should listen to me.
I don't know. I'll have to check. I think it's orange.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, so yeah, okay, so fine. They have to stop its heart. I mean,
Okay.
they end up killing wyverns a million ways, ripping their throats out. There's so many ways they kill wyverns in
Yeah,
this.
but that would stop us. That's like when you bleed out, then your heart stops.
Okay.
It's
So basically, it's
the
just saying you
normal
just
way.
kill it.
I know.
There's nothing special going on here. Oh my goodness.
So funny. Okay.
Okay, good. So they are still looking for something in that clock tower. So
Yeah.
something's still in the debris of the clock tower.
Okay, great.
So the idea is we need to draw them away from the city so that the rest of the people can evacuate. Right?
Yes.
So I think she's planning on doing that with lightning.
If she can do it.
She's like, the venom didn't seem to like when I wielded lightning.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get their attention and threaten them, right?
Yeah.
So she goes outside of the walls and just starts shooting lightning strikes. And then that gets a whole bunch of wyverns to peel off from wherever they were going and come in their direction. Oh, mentions this wyvern has a poison barbed tail.
Yeah.
Or they all do.
I know. And I was like, oh, okay. First time we're mentioning this, that makes it scarier for
That is
sure.
pretty scary.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, the dragons use their tails. I mean, I know this is the first fight we've been in, but for the I kind of forgot that they have like spiky tails and all
Yeah.
their tails are different.
Dagger tails, club tails, all sorts of tails.
Morningstar tail, which is
like that
Terran's.
one. Yeah, that one with
it's like a club and spikes,
spikes.
basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, so it's kind of cool getting to see them use their tails in battle, but
Yeah.
they have poison barbed tails, which is not great.
No. And so
fighting.
she's just throwing out lightning bolts left, right, and center, and she's not doing a very good job, and she's feeling a little exhausted, but she does finally hit one, right? And she thinks, what about the venom it's bonded to? So she's wondering if they just die, but we know that the venom don't
Nope,
die.
it's
They're
the other
not
way
bonded.
around. No,
They're like-
because it's like the venom basically created them.
Yes,
because they
it's a
didn't
different
exist.
thing.
Like Taryn says that they're an abomination. Like they're not meant to be here. They're being created by this like dark magic. Basically.
Yeah. It's wild.
So they're not bonded.
Yeah, so that's not a thing. They're not losing the venom by hitting the wyvern. But she did hit a wyvern and kill it, which is great, right?
Yes.
She sees that Xaden has a wyvern by the throat and is strangling with his shadows, which I just like, why does he not just do this? Remember
Why
that
doesn't
one
he
scene
choke
later
all
where
of
he
them?
throws a lasso of shadows up and
Yes.
pulls the venom down onto his knife? I'm like, can we not
I-
do that
I-
every time?
I literally wrote that exact thing. I think when we get to it, I
When
was
we
like, what? Could you have done that like more than once?
I mean, he's strangling a
What?
wyvern by the throat over here. He does that. I just feel like Xaden could have walked. Xaden. Oh my gosh.
Venom, Xaden.
Xaden could have just walked in and killed the venom all by himself.
Yeah.
And everybody else could have just watched and ate popcorn.
Seriously. I feel like he's not using his power well enough here. I don't know.
It's just
man.
so funny. Whenever I read that, I'm just like, okay, Xaden.
He could have
Jeez.
done a lot more, maybe.
You can aim a lot better than Violet, and here she is like almost burning out through lightning.
I know.
You
Whatever.
should just be throwing like. Oh. Anyways, okay.
He can do a lot.
We can go on for a lot.
I
But
know,
yeah,
it's kind of confusing.
we just got a little light interruption. The baby has come in to get nursed, so if you hear little baby noises, that's what's happening.
Yeah, he also likes to smack the table, so if you hear that.
That's him. Okay, good. So I'm not going to go into every step here. They're fighting. They're trying to hit the wyvern with their lightning. The wyvern are trying to attack, Taryn, and they're evading them, and that's what's happening. But at one point, she sees that Xaden's out of the saddle, and the wyvern sees that Xaden's out of the saddle, and he goes heading straight towards him, and she screams Xaden
Uh-huh.
out loud. But this is where you see the maneuver where he throws a shadow rope up to Sigale, right? Like a lasso around her head, and then she yanks him off the ground.
Yeah, which is
And
really
then-
cool.
Throws himself up on the saddle. So it's just really neat to see what he can do with his shadows,
Yep.
There's like a little scene here where Wyvern is heading towards Taryn, and like she's like, there's no way they're gonna avoid it. Like it's like she's like scared, and then Sigale like shoots in, and her jaw tears through the side of the Wyvern and just like basically rips him apart midair.
Yeah, this has happened because Violet was a little bit distracted.
Yes. And Sigale literally gives Violet a look like, get your shit together, woman.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really, funny. She's like, okay, yes, it's her job to keep an eye on Xaden. I need to watch Taryn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of funny because also Xaden probably is supposed to keep an eye on, you're supposed to take care of your
Yes.
dragon, your rider. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So they're looking around when they see Liam and Day flying like away from a venin and a wyvern. And she's like, Liam needs her help. So they take off after Liam. We do see the venin raising a staff. And I know a staff was mentioned earlier too, but this is kind of interesting. It's like, is this like a magic wand? But he's got a staff and he's sending balls of blue flame at Day, the dragon. Crazy.
Yeah.
So it's interesting about the staff.
I mean, if they're getting stuff from the ground, it kind of makes sense to have like a tree, like a staff, you know?
I guess so.
I guess to help
To
wield
get power from,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
To help control it, to help aim it. I don't know.
Yeah. And Liam does this thing where he runs down Day, and Day uses his tail to whip him up in the air towards the wyvern.
Yeah, it's crazy
He
move.
lands on the wyvern's rear and pulls out one of the daggers.
When could they have even practiced this?
It's amazing. I don't know.
I don't know.
mean-
Maybe Xaden has extra practice sessions with his guys. 'Cause
Maybe.
he's trying to keep them alive.
Liam is actually takes down the venin.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And then, and right here, the wyvern stops beating its wings, right? And falls to the ground. And Liam jumps his back. No one noticed that. Because we don't remember. It's not until after Liam dies that they're like, oh, if you kill the venin, it's the wyvern. So they killed this venin.
So Liam noticed.
That wyvern died. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just fell to the ground.
Yeah. That's why Liam's the one that tells them that.
Yeah.
I was wondering how Liam knew that. But that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I didn't actually, literally, in all the times I've read, I didn't catch that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't know why. I didn't think about it either. I know that sometimes like riders and dragons are bonded, and I know that these are not riders and dragons, but I must have just.
Yeah. Listen, here's another maneuver that, like you said. So in this case, Terran rolls because another wyvern comes diving at them. He rolls upside down, uses his claws, and basically guts the wyvern from throat to tail midair, and then
crazy.
levels out. So if he could turn upside down that long, maybe they could do that whole venin thing.
Yeah, I was like, they did go upside down at some point.
That's crazy. And this is where she starts thinking like, oh, wow, we might actually be able to survive today.
Yeah, and I was like, the second she thought that, I was like, oh, things are going to get worse from here. And then better, because I didn't think they were going to die. This is book 1. I mean, not all of them were going to die. But I'm like, okay, so either more venin or more wyverns are going to show up, and someone's going to die. Like that, you cannot think that mid-battle. You're not allowed to think we might get through this mid-battle.
I know.
You have to think you're going to die the whole battle. Then you'll be fine.
I know. It's like... she doesn't have any wood to knock on, and she didn't knock on it. Anyways, so now another wyvern comes at them, but this time Liam and Day intercept it. But in the whole interception, they collide so hard that Liam flies off of Day's back, skids across Taryn's back, and she basically catches him.
I know, that was crazy.
And her shoulder comes out.
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah.
Comes out. I mean, that sounds really gross, but like it comes out of its socket, whatever.
Yep.
So now we have this whole very intense scene where Day and the wyvern are fighting. Liam is holding on for his life. Taryn's trying to help Day,
but also trying to not unseat Liam.
Unseat both. Yeah, Liam. And we even get this we have these little notes here of Day screaming in pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the second that the first time that Day did that, I was like, oh my gosh. That's right. If Day dies, Liam dies.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always the other way around, but it is always this way around. If your dragon dies, you die, period.
Yeah.
And this is where I saw it coming. I mean, I did kind of see it coming last chapter where I was like, God forbid Liam dies.
Yeah, I know.
Because, this was coming, but oh my gosh.
Right. She asks him why they did that. Why did they intercept? And he's just like, you've saved my life. Now it's my turn to save yours,
Yeah.
And he says, no matter what you think of me for keeping secrets, we're friends, Violet.
I know. And then I was like, oh yeah, she did just get mad at him a minute ago. God, no.
She loves Liam. No. She really does. This is the worst person to die for her in this. Well, Xaden probably is. But, any of the other ones could have died and it wouldn't be as bad,
Yeah, this is bad.
So we just have a lot of Day fighting for his life and Violet trying to keep Liam on. She does shout at Xaden to get over there and tells him that Day is fighting for his life, but Xaden's in the middle of hunting the venin at the walls and he can't, and he's protecting the civilians at the same time, so he just can't leave.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure kills him at this point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he can't be everywhere at once.
Even though his shadows basically could be.
Yeah. Liam does try to tell her we have to take out the riders. Like, he's trying to explain something here, but doesn't ever finish it. There's just, I mean, Taryn's lunging, trying to, like, rip out the wyvern's, like, throat or whatever, his teeth and all this stuff. And so Liam doesn't quite get a finish, but he is trying to tell her at this point that if you take out the riders, the wyvern die.
Yeah.
But at this point, Day dies.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows at that point, if Day's going, that Liam's going too.
Yeah. But they have like a few minutes, which is maybe worse. Oh, God. I mean, it's better, I guess. You can say goodbye, but also it's like worse.
Oh,
'cause
gosh,
you can't
anticipation.
Do anything. You can't do anything, and you're just watching him die.
No, this whole scene is so sad. And
I know.
it's
and
like...
Zayden, it makes it so much sadder.
Yeah.
Like, Zayden caring about Liam so much, and oh, God.
Yeah. I know.
It was a bad scene.
It is. And so, yeah, so he's like, Liam wants to get to Day, but it's funny. It's interesting if you see here, because Liam's like, we can't make it. You know, it's like he's like saying it's okay to Violet because he knows that she is not strong enough to get him there.
He's a huge, bulky
and
man.
so he does just decide to go down at that point. But you can tell. But I just think that's interesting because the minute Zayden shows up, he's like, basically,
Please
take me to my dragon.
Yeah.
But he loves Violet so much that he's not going to make her suffer.
I just think she genuinely couldn't. Like,
well, she was 100% working on it.
She was trying her best. But her shoulders out. And...
Yeah. I do think he's thinking of her at this moment, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
That can be definitely
She's
true.
really hoping something's going to change, but there's nothing you can do about it. There is nothing you can do about it. So he brings up, you have to take care of my sister, and
I really hope his sister is not going to be like a bitch. I'm sorry. Like, we love Liam so much that it makes me scared that when his sister comes, that Violet's going to be like so ready to be friends, and then she's just going to be such a bitch and like hate Violet, like think it's her fault that Liam died in this whole thing. I'm like, so we'll see. I know nothing about her, but I'm scared.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so he's basically saying, you have to help me with my sister. You have to promise me. And she's like, okay, I promise. So that's, you know, like the dying man's last wish, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that's when Zayden comes, right?
Yep.
Oh, no. Before that happens, she says she thanks Liam for being her shadow and for being her friend. Oh, my God. I'm getting choked up.
I'm just not reading it because I know I can't cry.
But then he says, it's been my honor. And those are the words. Those are words that they're just like Liam's words. They just in the whole fandom. It's like those are Liam's words.
Honor.
You just have to say, you know, like there's like someone said once, what's like some lines you can say to anybody, like from, you know,
like
that they'll get them to instantly. The Princess Bride, where he says, "As you wish."
Yes.
Yeah. So like if someone says it's been my honor, like any Fourth Wing fan is just like, no, don't say that. Don't remind me. It's sad, you know?
Yeah.
Point
Terrible.
Zayden shows up after that is said, and all of our hearts break even more.
Yes.
And he carries him over to Day. And they kind of, I think it looks like they're talking to each other and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But at that point, she looks up and she sees dozens and dozens of wyvern.
I know. Oh my God.
I know, they can't even get a second to like take this in.
I'm like, what are they gonna do now? Like, what are they possibly gonna do now?
Yeah. So he sees the wyvern, and then Liam obviously dies.
Finally, then tells him
Zayden
before.
Yeah, he must have told him here, but then he dies here because suddenly Zayden basically puts out a whole bunch of shadows, like out, kind of like a big shield.
Yeah.
And she hears his scream filling her head, so she knows that it's done. Yeah.
Awful.
That's awful.
Awful.
Okay. So yeah. We got to get past this because otherwise I'm just going to sit here and cry. And I can't say words properly when I'm crying. Okay. So they're on the ground. Their target's on the ground. They got to get going. At this point, she's like, I'm going to fucking kill every single one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Zayden says, Liam told me to tell you there's 2 riders with with the horde, and he said, like, I'm gonna have to hold off the wyvern as long as possible, basically, so Violet can kill them, right?
Yeah.
And she's thinking that's gonna be a lot of wielding. I could die.
I
At
know.
This point.
I was like, well, okay, not if you could aim correctly every time. Just saying, because then you'd have to fire
But she
2
can't.
bolts. But she can't.
Yeah.
But also, I was like, she's like, oh, it's fine if I die, because then, at least I'll know everyone else is safe or whatever. But I'm like, isn't it the whole plot of this book that if you die, Xaden dies? Like, they just keep on throwing this out the window whenever it's inconvenient to be the truth.
I mean, they also don't know. They even say they don't really know.
I know.
Is Taryn really gonna die if she dies?
She does say to Taryn somewhere in this, like, you just have to choose to live and you'll be fine.
And he says something that doesn't really give an answer. But yeah.
Yeah.
But Xaden kind of knows her thoughts because he's like, you can kill them. There is no me without you.
I know. Oh.
It's like they do this in like heartbeats. It's like the first beat, she sees the townspeople running away. The next beat, she draws in a breath of air and sees like a griffin and Garrick and Imogen taken off. And then in the third heartbeat, she turns back to Liam's dead body and gets pissed off. And then she thinks about Xaden here, about how like he's also going to hard time holding off. She's got to get going,
Yeah.
And then there's just a lot going on in her mind here, but she does think that like right now, standing near the dead body of my friend and his dragon, all I want to do is show these assholes exactly how violent I can be.
Yeah, and I was like, see, this right here is why you have the signet. Like, she was like, why do I have the signet? Why am I a weapon? Why can't I do good? Why do I have to kill? But it's like, it's all coming together. And it was pretty much what I said. It's like, because you're a protector. That's who you are. You want to protect your friends and the people you love. And how can you do it when you're fighting a war other than having a very powerful signet that hopefully you can control?
Especially with all this stuff happening that she didn't even know was happening and was...
Yes, now it's like, I don't think she has any qualms about killing Venin or wyverns. They're barely even people.
But also, her lightning kills the Venin.
Yeah.
So, fire can't kill Venin. Dragon fire can't kill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Regular knives can't kill Venin. Spears can't kill. Only certain knives and her lightning...
I think it's just because it's like, boom, your heart is just stopped. Like, what are you going to do, I guess?
You would think that with a fireball thrown at you, it'd be the same way.
Not if the fire doesn't affect you. I know, I see what you're saying.
I'm just saying that she is more...
She's a real weapon.
She is a real weapon.
She's a real weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She jumps on Taryn, they take off, but this chapter ends up, like, she's, like, letting out the lightning like crazy, and, like, she's hitting Wyvern because she's so pissed. But this chapter literally ends with... I never see the one coming at us from the left, not until I feel Taryn's roar of pain.
I know. And I was like, I was so scared, obviously. But then, like, he just gets, like, a little bit injured.
I know.
Whatever. But I'm like, okay, this is, like, I'm starting to notice this trend, and I think I'm going to be less, like, crazy at the end of these chapters now, because I'm like, this is too many times in a row where, like, a chapter ends so ominously, and then you start the next chapter, and you're like, oh.
I mean, the Venin stabbed him in the back, but...
I get that in this case he did get hurt, but like we've been sent here to die, but it's like, well, only if you choose to.
Yeah.
Or like...
It's very dramatic. There's these dramatic endings.
Which is normal. It's not weird. It's very normal to have chapters end like this, makes you want to keep reading, obviously. But I'm like, okay, I'm starting to notice this pattern, so maybe I won't be so, like, on the edge of my seat when I end chapters now.
One of these days it's going to end on something like that, and you're going to be like, oh, it's fine, everything's fine.
Like the end of
they're
this
all
one?
dead afterwards.
Yeah.
Not joking.
Like, oh, wow.
Okay, so chapter 37, that was a very long chapter. We just finished this one shorter. It starts out with the blurb, and this is from the Fables of the Baron, of a specific story called The Origin. And it says, but it was the third brother who commanded the sky to surrender its greatest power, who finally vanquished his jealous sibling at a great and terrible price. And remember, the jealous sibling...
Power?
Don't forget
that like lightning?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Don't forget the jealous sibling is the one that took from the ground because it didn't have a dragon or rider. So we're talking about the Venin here for sure.
The third brother who commanded the sky to... So it's basically saying that the one... who finally vanquished his jealous sibling at a great and terrible price. Oh.
So the jealous sibling is the one mentioned before being the Venin. The one who decides to take from the ground because he didn't have either a dragon or a griffin to channel power from, right?
Couldn't you have just, like, gotten one?
Yeah, gosh. Stupid,
just get one.
Stupid brother.
God.
No. So this third brother...
which was, I'm guessing, a dragon
And this could
rider.
be just telling us that, like, she can, with her lightning,
Yes, I guess
kill
that's what
the
it's
venom.
saying. Yes, this is very interesting.
It is. There is because did you
It's
not
like, can
notice
I
that
read the rest of
exact
this?
line was said?
This greatest power of the
Yeah.
sky was
The
said.
venom says that
Yes.
exact line to her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I noted
So we're
that.
talking about
Lightning.
whatever that power. Yeah.
The power of wielding
I mean,
the sky.
whatever power that Violet has got to be the same because she says the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. This chapter in the beginning is a venom has jumped on Taryn's back and stabbed him with her sword. Taryn's trying to, shake her off. The venom is just holding on. So she's not going anywhere. She looks at Violet like she's her next meal and comes towards her. And this is where they say it has green tipped daggers, which we find out is poison, right?
Yeah, I mean, what else would it be?
But there's also Wyvern also attacking Taryn. So he's got a venom on his back with Wyvern attacking him.
I know. This is bad.
And she thinks to herself, fuck, there's something I'm missing. It's taunting me from the edge of my mind like the answer to a test I know I've studied for. That's got to
Yes.
be because he still
That's
hasn't said if
got
you
to
take
be.
down the venom,
Yeah.
the Wyvern will die.
Yeah, because she, like we said earlier, she does know that. She knows that the venom channel their powers into their wyvern.
them.
So in theory, that's how it would work.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
missing it. She is missing it just like she thinks she is.
Yeah.
Violet decides she's going to unbuckle herself. Taryn's not happy about that. I mean, he's never happy when she unbuckles herself. And she decides she's going to just fight the venom while flying a dragon.
I mean, what else is she gonna do? The venom's on the dragon.
I know. I don't know what Taryn
What does
was
he
thinking.
think?
I think he was hoping for some other way, but no.
Like maybe Xaden doing anything. Sorry, he's
Maybe-
doing a lot. Of
He's
other
actually
things
right now currently keeping, because remember
Yes.
there's like all of a sudden suddenly so many
It was like dozens.
wyverns showed up and he's keeping them off long enough for her to kill the venom.
Yeah.
So she does say it's like a moving flying parapet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she says, like, she thinks that she has some fear, but then she's like, there's no room for it here, which is like what she thought when she was on the parapet last.
That's true.
And I just found that kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, she's not, she's not doing anymore. She's not reading facts out loud.
Yeah, she can just.
I think
calm.
she's switched from that scribe mind more to a writer mind now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can just push the fear away. She doesn't need to, like, do something to do that.
Yeah. She does get one of her bones snapping here, which is, exciting. Oh, her dagger flies out of her hand, so now she only has one. But she does mention here that, like, they're fighting and she notices that the venom knows exactly what she's doing before she does it. She, like, counters every one of her attacks and she's, like, adapting to her fighting style.
It's very interesting.
It is very interesting, for sure.
I couldn't even think of what to note here, but I wanted to note it. So I just wrote ... question mark.
That's all you wrote. Yeah, just
I'm just
note the
like,
fact that
what?
she's adapting fighting styles and seeming to know what she's doing before she's going to do it. So that's definitely an interesting thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Then I think she gets, the venom then gets one of her daggers into Violet's side, right? And she does say she's like nauseous immediately here. She feels something doesn't right. The wound is burning more than I guess it should be burning, maybe. And she does think that the knife is no longer green, so there must have been poison, right? The venom
Definitely.
here says, such untapped power, no wonder we were called here. Okay, so this is what you wanted to say.
Yes. So, okay,
She didn't know about Violet ahead of time. She's just saying, oh, this is why we were called here.
yeah, we were called
she's
here for
figuring it
something.
out.
Oh, and
Yeah.
this is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but so like my line, I was like, called here or like called here? Like called here, like, oh, we felt a
Or called here by
sense,
whatever
or, like,
it is.
literally called here, or
Right.
like
Did someone send them a
metaphorically
message?
called here?
Or was whatever was put in the clock tower calling her them
Yeah.
here? Yeah.
But, considering how the fuck did they know that they were there? I'm gonna guess called here. Like, they were told to come here. Hey, you should probably come here at this exact time. Don't be late. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. To then kill Violet, but that's not why.
But they don't know. They obviously don't
They don't
show
know
up with an
why.
exact message. Yeah.
Yeah, but they think
They're
this
like,
is
oh,
why.
this is
But
why
this
we're
couldn't
came.
have been why, because they couldn't have known that Violet was going to show up.
Yeah, right? Like leadership, whoever's setting this up, did they know that Xaden was going to tell Violet to come? I don't think so. I don't think they thought that.
I don't think I know that people were
I don't
starting to
know.
kind of figure out about the two of them, but I don't think to this extent.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, she says that, and then this is where she says the exact lines from the fable. She says, "You could command the sky to surrender all its power, and I bet you don't know what to do with it, do you?"
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
It's so weird though that she's like, are we here to kill? I guess she thinks she's just here to kill her because she's like, I'm going to split you up and see where all that astonishing lightning comes from. I don't think it works that way, lady.
Yeah, right? Have you ever killed anyone? It's just going to be
Like,
blood and
okay.
organs. Like, what do you think is going to be in there?
Oh gosh. She mentions that she'll let him do it, and she says something about her sage, and then Violet's like, shit, so there's a teacher? She's a student? Like, what the heck?
Yeah,
you
if this
know?
is how good a student is, this is not good news.
Oh. But then Xaden pops in here and I guess like covers them in darkness with his shadows and says level the playing field. So he knows that obviously he knows something is going on up there, you know. I'm sure Tarn and Sigale are, I don't know, communicating, whatever, but he knows something's going on, so he says, let's level the playing field, and makes it dark.
Yeah.
Because Violet knows her dragon's back really well.
Right.
The Venin doesn't.
No, but the Venin is a crazy powerful fighter.
Yes. So she does get herself behind the Venin. She shoots her lightning, which like illuminates the sky for a second.
Yeah.
The Venin's back is to her, and she just stabs her.
Yeah. And then all the wyvern fall out of the sky.
And then
Not all of them, but half of them, right?
Yeah.
Or a third of them? Some amount of them.
Yep. And that's when like Taryn's like, they're falling, and then she's like, oh, they all died because I killed one Venin. That's what Liam was trying to tell me.
Right.
So yeah, she's like, we have to take out the riders, and she's like, you're willing to gamble your life on it to Taryn, because they're like, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And he's like, I will bet my life on you as I have from the first day.
Oh my goodness.
So he's just like, I know. He's basically saying, I trust your mind. If
Yeah.
you've put 2 and 2 together and gotten 4, then it's 4, you know?
Definitely.
So we have another Venom popping up here, right? And it's like going towards Xaden. Sigale spins around, blast fire at it, but doesn't do anything because we know it's not going to do anything. I mean, I don't know. Again, maybe they just think it's going to distract him. Garrick like flings a dagger, but before it can reach the Venin, the robe figure slams a staff in the ground and disappears. So they can teleport?
Yeah, that's a great point.
What the hell?
That does happen, doesn't it?
Xaden is still trying to hold off all these wyvern in the air with his
I know.
shadows, and he is shaking. Like, he is having a hard
He's
time.
gonna burn out.
So she comes up with this new plan and basically says, you have to trust me. You have to drop the shadows, right?
Right.
Which he's like, you can't ask that of me. But she's like, if you've ever trusted me, Xaden, I need you to do this now.
I know.
And she's using his words by saying that.
I know, but like, who can act? Whatever. Sorry. Like,
What?
I know that they do this thing and they use their words, but it seems like Xaden's the only one who ever listens to the words. She just ignores him and then uses his own words back at him because she didn't trust him
She didn't trust him.
when he said the same thing. But it's fine. Whatever.
No, you're right. She didn't. But he's going to trust her because he can barely hold this up.
Yeah, he is gonna die.
He does
soon.
know he needs to drop it.
Yeah.
So they drop it. She's like, we got to spot the most powerful rider. He says that one. Basically what happens here is she uses Andarna's power to slow down time and basically make a lightning. It's like drawing a lightning in the sky.
She can do it in slow motion to
And
hit.
Killing the Venin, right?
Yeah, because she knows she basically has one last lightning strike in her because she is also so close to
Yes.
imploding under her power.
Right. So she kills the most powerful Venin, apparently.
Yes.
Kills it. All those wyvern die. And then this is where Xaden just throws a shadow rope up, wraps around the Venin's neck, pulls him down right into his dagger.
Yeah, I know. I was like, you're telling me you couldn't have done this with 2 of them. There was 2.
Yeah. But they
Violet
were also,
did 1.
until this moment, desperately trying to fight the wyvern. It wasn't until now they realized somehow we have to not get distracted by the wyvern and kill the Venin.
That's so true. I guess Violet was like, just trust me, didn't explain it, did it, and then it worked, then he was like, oh, and then he did it.
Yeah, and then he killed the Venin too.
Yeah, but still, I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, that was very easy considering that Violet almost just died trying to do hers.
I know. Yeah. Anyways, I like how she says, damn, sometimes I forget just how beautifully lethal he is.
Yeah, that's a good line.
But now that she knows that he is not gonna die and that everything's okay, she just goes unconscious.
Yeah.
And falls off Taryn's back. Why? Why does she not have herself strapped in here?
Because she never strapped herself back in after fighting that thing. And not only that, We kind of forgot to mention, but like this whole time she feels like she's gonna die anyways from the poison.
Oh
in
yeah,
her.
I skipped over all the point where she's like literally like, I'm
Yeah.
dying from poison, but I gotta just concentrate and not pay attention to that right now.
Yeah.
Plus
So she
she's
has
got
the
a broken arm.
poison, the broken arm, her shoulder's out of place, and she's used up like every ounce of her power that she can.
Yeah.
Things are going great.
It's a great day. Anyways, we end this
That's where
chapter
we end.
with her falling and Xaden yelling Violet in her mind.
Yeah.
And that's the
That's
end,
the end of this chapter, this episode.
And oh my gosh, Brianna, there's only 2 more chapters
they're tiny!
left, and they're tiny.
I know.
Do you have anything you want to say about how you think this is going to end?
I don't think that bad things are done happening yet. Because they're kind of still in the middle of this active place.
Okay.
But I don't know what. I mean, I don't think Violet's gonna die, particularly.
No, we got a whole new main character female in the second book, Brianna.
It's actually Liam's sister. And
It's
she
actually-
is a bitch. I don't know. There's like 2 chapters left. What are they gonna decide to do? What are they gonna decide to do?
What are
Because
they going to decide to do?
Can they go back? Should they go back?
That's the question. Okay, fine. That's fine. I guess
It's
we'll
so
just
close to
leave
the
it there.
end. Like, it could just be like, I woke up in the infantry, and then
Infantry? You mean
Yeah.
the infirmary?
that one. And then Xaden's like, don't worry, I covered our tracks and told the lies. Just rest. And then she's like, okay, I'll rest. And then it ends,
Yeah.
basically. It could be. I mean, I've seen books end like that, but I don't think so. I think we're in for still still some intensity happening.
Nice.
Leave us a review. We will read your review. It'll be great.
Yes, it will be great. Okay, cool. So thanks for listening.
You can also follow our Instagram and our threads at First Wing Pod, where we'll post clips of the episodes and some fan art, and you can comment whatever you want because I don't really look at those at all.
Yep. If you're following along and you're like not reading ahead like Brianna and following along, which is actually really cool, I'd love you to tell us that. I don't put spoilers in the post so much as people might comment spoilers in the comments. So
Yeah, so just don't look at the comments, you'll be fine.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. Well, the next episode we are covering the last 2 chapters, which happen to be chapter 38 and 39.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it for now.
Join us next time, Riders.
Bye.
Bye.